what advice would you give someone then that's considering going down the same route, or potentially even just drinking less in general?
Yeah. I think my main piece of advice, and it's obviously what I did, so that's sort of why I'm saying it, but is to learn, is to listen to other people, to read sort of, it's called Quit Lit, so literature about quitting alcohol, books and things like that. Read, listen to podcasts, listen to people, follow Instagram accounts that sort of talk about quitting alcohol, and just listen to other people and learn from other people. It's really interesting, it's really inspiring, and you find these people who've had these really terrible relationships with alcohol, really bad relationships, but then you find people similar to myself who are just normal people who just want to not drink anymore, who just sort of have really mundane lives, really chill, they're married with kids, people like that. And you go, no, your story's really interesting, even though you just live a normal life. And sort of you get exposed to all these sort of stories and you learn and you sort of think, actually, no, I can do this. I don't have to have some big catastrophe happen to me. And I
Yeah.
think that's sort of somewhere to start. But then also to get started and to stay started, you've got to sort of have a why. Sort of, why do I want to do this? And when I was sort of feeling in difficult situations and struggling at the start, I would always go back to, but why did I stop? Why did I want to do this? And you go back to it. You have that little reason, and you don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to make it. You don't have to write it anywhere. But if you know it, and you sort of think, now this is why, you've got something to go back to. So if you're sat there going, I really want some wine, I really want a drink, I'm out with my friends and I really, really want to, you can sit with yourself and go, no, I have a reason. This is my why. And you've got that to sort of keep you on track. And I found that's been really helpful. I've got it written, scribbled in the back of a notebook, and I go back and I find it and I write a little thing extra and sort of go, no, put the date in and go, no, yeah, I didn't have a drink. It's really helped, and that's it. And nobody has to know that it's there. Nobody has to know that you do it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of that little sort of, it's like a hug. It's like a little sort of, no, you're fine, and sort of keeps you safe. So yeah.
I think it's really important for people to realize that you don't necessarily have to be having a really bad problem or
Yeah.
issue with alcohol, like you've said. It can just be the fact that you don't want to wake up the next day and feel rough,
Yeah.
or have that anxiety or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be like at a rock bottom position. And yeah, those little ways to just stay motivated with it. And I think it's also important in this era of, the whole 75 hard. If you fail, you've got to
Yeah.
start at zero again. I
Mm-hmm.
really don't think that's good for people. It's quite toxic in a way.
Yeah.
And it puts quite a lot of unnecessary pressure on
Yeah.
things that don't
Uh-huh.
generally mean that much day to day. If you can be like if you can do 100 days and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
on the 101st day you have a sip of a drink, I don't think you need to just,
No.
that's it, done.
Yeah.
Forget the countdown or time you've got. Obviously, like yourself, you counted the year. For some
Yeah.
people that might be important, but
Uh-huh.
I don't think you need to put the pressure on to get to that year and not
Mm.
have touched alcohol. If you've
Yeah.
done 364 out of 365 days, it's pretty impressive if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So I don't. If anyone is going through this at the moment and you do slip up, we're only human at the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh,
I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you can
yeah.
do the majority, then
Mm.
yeah,
I will say the counting app that I use, I really like it. It
yeah,
sort of prompts you at first thing in, or well, whenever you want it to in the morning, to check in and see how you're doing. And you can add sort of little motivational reasons into it. So like I said, with that, have your why, you can write one in, and every
okay.
morning it'll pop up and it'll show it to you, and you can put pictures in, you can put anything in that you want. And then at the end of the day, it does a little check-in and
Oh,
goes, oh,
nice.
just to make sure, did you have a drink? And you can put in how you feel, sort of if you had cravings, if anything's improved. It's not just a count the days. You can use it as sort of a little diary as well. And I
So
did at the
what's that
beginning
app?
a lot. It's called I Am Sober, I think.
Okay.
Um, but it's for not just for alcohol. You can do it for sort of drugs, for smoking, for vaping, for even things like, I don't know, like having takeaways and things like that. You can put anything in there that's sort of something you want to stop, and you can kind of track and see how you're getting on with it. And in the beginning, I really did. I've stopped so much now, but I really did sort of every day check in, tell them how I was feeling, and you get quite a lot of milestones in the first sort of 3 weeks. It's like, you've done 2 days, you've done 3 days, and you're like, yeah, I've done it, and it really sort of boosts your mood. And then when you get to the end, it's like, I've done 224 days, and it's not anything exciting, but I'd still tick it off. I might not put in exactly how I felt, but I would still be like, yeah, I've done it, keep going.
It's those little dopamine hits, isn't it, that keep it going.